Hey guys, I've been gone for 3 weeks, possibly 4. Was it part of the plan? No, it never is, but I am back and I want to do a fun makeup look. I want to do a look around this Fenty Beauty lip oil. This is in the shade Jellyfish. It's like this iridescent purple bluish oil and it's a very unique shade. Of course, I picked it up. So I really want to do a look around that and kind of lean into that. I just really want to do a look while I talk to you guys, kind of just candidly and about coming back to yourself as a creator. There's a lot on my mind. There's a lot on my soul, a lot on my heart. It's been a very rough month for me in the sense of processing feelings and emotions and thoughts and expectations. Let's get into it. That was a very long intro. I try not to make my intros long, but I think for a candid video, it is what it is without my glasses. But I don't think I ever actually, very rarely come on with glasses. I only wear glasses. I do not wear contacts. I don't like touching my eyes, so that's why I don't wear contacts. But I'm gonna brush up my brows. Did I plan to take a break this long? No. Initially, I got behind in my filming schedule. I did have something for the first quarter-ish. At least through January, February, March of like filming ahead, and I was actually pretty ahead. I also don't think I've ever shared this. I'm a behavior analyst and I work with children with disabilities, and with that means every 6 months I have to write a report for insurance to approve services for my clients. And when I do that, it takes a very long time. It's very time sensitive. It's also time consuming, and it's a lot of processing, a lot of me thinking a lot. This is the Rare Beauty Brow Harmony in the shade Deep Brown. I think it's a little too dark for me, to be honest, but my dog's here. I swear I'll be trying to film, and that's like when everyone's like, I need you and I want you. Basically, there's a lot of decisions I have to make. There's a lot of conversations I have to have. It's a very high stress time for me, and unfortunately in this field sometimes that means I have several clients back to back due for a reauthorization, meaning that I have to write these reports back to back as well. And again, like one report could take me anywhere from 10 to like 20 hours, depending on the need of the patient and the need of the assessments that need to be completed. It could take me so long. And so that's a lot of thinking power. My brain is usually fried from doing those. And so I don't always feel the most creative. And I've always struggled with this, with pursuing being a creator in the beauty space, as well as working in a field that is very clinical and very a science-based field where I'm making decisions all the time. So sometimes when I get home, it is the last thing I want to do. It's like, get my camera on and sit down and talk, because I've been talking all day, I've been thinking all day, and I've been making decisions, and it's tiring. It's very draining. And I think for me, these two fields are like, or these two parts of my life don't seem to mesh well. But that's because I also realize I'm not trying to merge the person I am at work with the person I am here on this platform. And I think that is where my internal struggle is happening. Now I'm going to take my taking NARS Soft Matte to clean up my eyebrows. This is in the shade Dark Zero Chocolate. Internal struggle that I have is I view these two people, though they are me, I view them differently, and I view them as separate entities. And I think because that's how I was viewing them, I was coming home and sometimes not kind of, honestly, if you think about it, kind of like severance. I wasn't taking the person I am at work and shutting her off and clocking in for my creator persona. Like, And the reality is like, I am both those people. Both of those people are me, and there needs to somehow be some harmony existing. And I think with that is like realizing that being a creator comes with ebbs and flows, because in life and in my career also has ebbs and flows. Like, I was just in more of a high stress situation at my job, but it's not like that every single day or every single month. That is just like what it was for that time. And I know that basically for the next at least month, it won't be that stressful. I just was very stressed from January to about February. March, it started lightening up a little bit. And that stress, that will come around again. It comes every 6 months. I don't know why I act shocked every single 6 months that I have to do a re-auth. And I'm like, I'm stressed out. And it's like, yeah, girl, this is your job. It's what you gotta do. I'm drinking, what am I drinking? I'm drinking Liquid IV, the popsicle firecracker popsicle, because your girl got cupping today. Also, I've been loving using soft matte to clean up my brows. I feel like it just blends out, but it gives that full coverage underneath my brow that I like. So loving that. I think that's the thing about being a creator, is that especially if you're one that's not full-time, I can't really speak from an experience of a full-time creator, but there is a lot of them. I wouldn't even say I'm part-time. I would say I'm a PRN. I am as needed at this point in time. Like, would I like this to be a little bit more contributing to my financial status? Yes. Yes. Who wouldn't want to get paid for what they love to do? I do this for free. I would love to get paid for it. I can only speak from the perspective of what I do, which is as needed. I try to show up consistently, but I show up when I can. I'm gonna prime my eyes with the About Face eye primer. Showing up as needed and as consistently as what consistency means for me. I feel like in this creator economy as right now, it's push. These platforms make you out to believe that you need to post. You basically need to give up your life. By that I mean, like, you need to post everything in your life. Like, where they say everything is content, because they need you on these platforms all the time, every time. I just want you on there all the time. But life for me is not that. Like, I limit myself on TikTok to an hour and a half. It's not where I want to spend my time. And I looked at how much time I was spending on TikTok, and it was quite crazy. It could be great. Like, I could definitely find things on there that make me really happy, or I find really silly and fun to see. But then also at the same time, I find that I am also susceptible to like very dark things on there, or dark stories. I don't know what it is, but people like to trauma dump on TikTok, like, for views. Platforms basically push and push and push for you to show up all the time, 5 days a week, 7 days a week, 3 times a day. Like, I think the last time I even cared to look at what someone recommended to be successful on TikTok, they were saying post 3 times a day, every single day. That's 21 pieces of content. That's insane. Also, and I think, like, again, not a full-time creator, so that's asking a lot of me to do. I like doing this. I enjoy making videos, playing with makeup, testing out new products. They want you to show up so much on these platforms. At one point, I did push myself to do that. I tried to be what's recommended, what the algorithm wanted. Honestly, I had to dial back. I couldn't, one, keep up with that. Like, that was just like not reasonable for me to do. That just wasn't reasonable for me, especially not with my workload. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to throw that eye primer away. I think it's old. It looks, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's like clumpy right there. I'm just gonna go with good old trusted Vive eye wand. These never tend to let me down. Unfortunately, I don't know why That about face does that all the time, where it just like kind of clumps up. Oh, it's on this side too. Oh my gosh. Okay. I had to take this off. That's a little annoying. I really ever like that eye primer. It wasn't like my eyes already had like something on it that made it clumpy like that. It just became clumpy. And when that happens, I hate when a product lets me down, but good thing I realized that early on, because then that would have just been bad news bears. I think so much better as an eye primer. They're great as eyeshadows too, but I did as eye primers. Really creamy. Spreads really nicely. But I will check it out. Yeah, see how that's like much smoother. Yeah, but the expectation of these platforms is just something that I don't think I can do. See so many creators and people who more so exist and kind of just do what the algorithm needs. Now, I understand that as a full-time creator, you probably have to do that. That's your job. And if that's a job requirement, then you gotta do that. But like I said, oh yeah, that's showing up way better. As I said, for me, this is more of right now, it is not a full-time job. It is not a job that I need to make my livelihood, but I want to be consistent, not only for my community on this platform, because I really do appreciate everyone that continues to watch my videos, show up for me, comment, sit in a way that brands can at least, that brands that I love can count on me to make sure that I produce high quality content in a timely manner. And I think that's where I've really been getting upset with myself, because I feel like I haven't been that. I haven't been consistent enough to communicate that to brands that I love. I know I can produce high quality content, but I'm not very confident in my follow through consistency wise. But that's because I'm measuring my level of consistency to this one that's projected as the ideal way that consistency looks. And consistency is different for everyone. I'm moving forward with is kind of defining my own, getting more solid in what consistency for my brand and my work looks like. And right now I can tell you that consistency for me is that I always come back. I may take some time off. I may step away. Maybe I don't produce as many videos, but I always come back. I think that's important as a creator on this space. That's just really important. Coming back. It's so easy to give up, to say, you know what, I didn't show up for 4 weeks. I don't need to film anymore. People aren't going to want me anymore, or they're not going to want to see my content, or my content's not going to be pushed out because of XYZ. It's so easy to go with that narrative. And maybe some of that is true, but show up. Even if you take time off, show back up. Come back, say, hey, yeah, you know, show that life is life. Show that it's okay to live life. And that's what I want to do. It's okay to take time off. It's okay to just shift your priorities for a season. I had to shift. I had to shift because I had a service to provide. And I also want to take care of myself, my nervous system. That is so important to me, making sure that my nervous system is okay. I've been in therapy for, I believe now a year, and it's somatic therapy, which is very good for someone who's always thinking and using their little psychology degree, be knowing everything, and you don't. You do know the terms. I know the definitions. I know what it looks like. I know the diagnoses. Feeling it in my body. But I've been doing that for a year. And that's something I've never shared on this platform. And that's another thing. I'm trying to be vulnerable. Oh, that it's perfectly okay to be human, to show up when you can, and to step away when you need to. These brands, these algorithms, they're gonna move on. Regardless if you're there or not, you might as well take care of yourself in the midst of that. Sometimes that means like not showing up, or maybe just showing up in ways you can. Like while I was taking this break, that didn't mean I stopped completely. I was posting some content, some shorts. I was engaging with people. I showed up in a different way. I just couldn't show up like here on YouTube in the way that I was. Got sick. This, like I said previously, this month it's actually really tough for me. And I don't think I realized how tough it is. And I think subconsciously my brain was trying to protect me from exactly how painful this month is for me. This is the month that I lost my grandmother, but this is the month of her passing, and honestly I did not know, like I didn't realize it until the day of, was reminded. And I think, like I said, like my brain had just, like, for the past month had just been trying to protect me from that, blocked it out. But your body remembers trauma. It holds it, and it's insane. Like, now looking back, it's insane how I realized I was on a decline, because I even told my therapist this. I said, hey, I think, like, I'm on a high right now, but I can feel that I'm going on a low. I feel the low coming on. Like, I let her know. I was like, that low is on its way, girly. I was like, I'm on a high right now, but like I feel this low coming on. But I didn't know why that low was coming on. I was trying to find other reasons and like kind of calling out things that I was like, oh, I experienced this and I experienced that, and still didn't understand like why I was as down as I was, why my body was giving out on me before my mind did. And I was so confused, because I was like, I've done everything. I've been taking my magnesium, I've been taking my multivitamins, and I was like, why is my body giving out on me? Like, just so fatigued, so tired, everything. I was like, okay, it's because I'm in my luteal phase, which is true. It was deeper. And literally the day of her passing, I realized it from an Instagram post from my dad. And it kind of clicked for me. I was like, that's it. That is it right there. Like, that is, I really had to really reevaluate like what I could do at that time. Because I was just, and it's funny because that same weekend I started to feel these feelings. I was like, okay, I'm going to get back into creating YouTube videos. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better. I just got through this work. I'm thinking like, okay, I got through all my reports. I'm gonna finally start to feel something. Unfortunately, that is just like, with that trauma of losing her, that was not it. I just couldn't. My body couldn't. My body shut down. My body fully shut down. Like, it did not want to do anything. Like, I barely met my basic needs. Barely. This week alone has really taught me a lot about my own traumas and my grief, processing grief. That's something that I've had to kind of navigate these past couple weeks, is grief, and kind of mourning the ideal creator that I wanted to be, and like recognizing who I am, and also taking the vulnerability and not trying to live with shame of either what I do. Like, not be ashamed that I'm a behavior analyst online making makeup videos, but also not being ashamed I'm a makeup creator who's a behavior analyst who helps people. I think it's okay for those two to coexist, and that was really tough for me, and that's something I'm realizing. Ooh, that's pretty. This is also Danessa Myricks Lightwork 6. It's like this pretty bluish purple shade. I'm just gonna pop that on the middle here. Oh, that's pretty. Also, not being ashamed to wear color. Okay, we gotta get back. Girly pops, we gotta get back to the eyeshadow. Honestly, this all kind of comes full circle, because I think God, I do not want to cry. My biggest supporter was my grandma. I'm afraid to kind of tell my family that I had a YouTube, but I told her, and she supported me through and through. She bought me a makeup case that I still use today. I love it. It's literally like this makeup train case, as if I'm like an actual makeup artist going around doing people's makeup. I'm not. That's how much she believed in me. She would watch all my videos. Okay. I'm literally crying. Oh, I know my eyes are gonna be red. Thank goodness I did eyes first and not and not my base, because it would have already been ruined. That's why I knew to talk about this during eyes. She commented. She'd be the first one to like it, first one to see it, first one to comment, share it on Facebook, be like, look at my grandbaby, like, go watch her video. She believed everything that I could be as a creator. I do this for me, I do this for me. I create content like this because I love to. It's just what I love to do. But I also do it because she loved watching me. Loved watching her when I was younger. It taught me so much about what it means to take care of yourself and make yourself feel good in a world that sometimes doesn't make you feel very good about yourself. And that's just so special to me. And kind of carry on her philosophy around that and show that to people. Show up for yourself before you can show up for anyone. That's what she taught me, and it was just so important that I really kind of carry that. But I lost that. I think I lost that initially because one, grief. I think it took me, after she initially passed, it took me a while to even want to get back and to creating. And the last thing I was thinking of was like doing makeup videos. You know, I'm like, what's the point? But the point is, it makes me happy. It makes me feel connected to her, even though she's not physically here. I know I'm loved. Like, that is never, I never feel without her. But I did lose that for a bit. I lost my way, how to show up for myself. And I created this barrier around being a creator, separating who I am, Jasmine, in her everyday life, from Jasmine creating makeup. And they're one and the same, and they should be treated as such because of like this ideal creator that tends to, the ideal creator life that tends to be broadcasted, that is truly one in a million sometimes. Wow, that's literally everything I wanted that to be. I got caught up in the rat race, honestly. Not ashamed of that. I'm human. Caught up in the hype, trying to be a different type of creator than I am. And reality is, I'm the happiest when I show up as myself. And honestly, when I do show up as myself, I tend to actually find the most success. I may not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. Everyone's not my cup of tea, as I've learned recently. Being okay with being disliked. There's a book that I want to read, because I don't know. I'm just kind of in that phase of my life, being okay with being disliked. Something about your 30s triggers that. It just does. It just like says, hey, if you don't like me by now, you're never going to like me, because this is who I am. Okay, let's move on to base. Let's shift gears and talk about what I am going to be doing as a creator. First, I'm gonna go ahead and prime my skin with the Vive. This is Skin Nova. I'll wait until this brand is in Sephora. I know it's going to happen because they're already in Sephora in Europe, just in the UK. It comes out more blue on camera, but in person, it's very pink and purple. It's very cute. The Range Beauty foundation. I used to have this formulation, but the color I originally had from back 2-3 years ago was way too orange. I have recently relaunched in Sephora. This is the shade Sahara Rose, and this is a way better matte. It gives like a soft matte, like think kind of like NARS Natural Radiant. That's like kind of the finish, but I'm just priming my brush with this product. And I'm just going to get that everywhere. What I'm focusing on now as a creator is, how do I show up consistent? I have to redefine what consistency is for me. I think right now, consistency, at least on YouTube, is showing up once a month. If I can get more out, great. That's amazing. Before, my expectation of myself was 1 video a week. If I actually, if I batch create, I could probably do that, but I don't always have the energy to batch create. I also don't always have the schedule, and summer is coming up, and let's be real, we're gonna be outside. For Instagram and TikTok, I think it's the same that I've always been doing, which is just showing up 3 times a week on both of those. And right now my 3 times a week looks like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that can be anything from a reels to a photo. I'm not actually trying to be picky. I'm just showing up. I'm showing up where I can. I try to show up on stories at least once a day, Monday through Friday. The weekends are mine. Okay, I'm sorry. That's the time I spend with my family, and if I show up, I show up. If I don't, I don't. I know for me, the creators that I love to watch, if they take a break, they make a video, I show back up. The moment I see it, whether on my feed or my subscription, I show back up. That's what I want to watch. And it's okay that they took a break. Jamie Genevieve, I used to watch her vlogs all the time. Now she's a mom and runs a business. So her priorities are different and she shows up in different ways, like a little bit more on TikTok. She'll occasionally post a video every other month or so. And every single time I'm watching that video, I enjoy her content. And if that's when she shows up, that's when she shows up. I really think the problem that creators are having is people don't know how to choose. TikTok decided the algorithm for you. It decided what you were going to see based off of what you liked, which was easy. You didn't have to go searching for what you like. You didn't have to intentionally show up. And that's the problem. People don't intentionally show up anymore. They just want it to be easy. They want the thing that they love to show up right there in front of them. And so that means on the other side of that, as a creator, posting 3 times a day, you're not making it easy for those followers to find you or to show up for you. But I think that speaks more to the state of humanity and society and how we don't opt in anymore. Like, people don't opt into wanting to see a creator. They want to be told who they should like. They want to be told who's poppin' and who's cool versus you just deciding who you like. I'm sorry, but you had to curate your YouTube algorithm back in the day. Yeah, like popular videos were there, but like if you wanted to watch certain types of videos, if you wanted to see certain type of people, you had to search, you had to curate that feed. You had to curate back in the day your Instagram and what you wanted to see on there. There's no more curation. The algorithm curates it for you. There's no more of you and your own personal investment in the feed that you have because you don't participate. I'm going to sit here and stress out about something that I cannot control. I cannot control the masses. I cannot control people. I cannot make people want to go a little bit further. If you don't want to do a little extra work of like checking in on my channel to see if I posted, or turning on that notification bell, which you should probably do right now, or subscribe, which you should probably do right now, being consistent because of the people that show up for me and are consistently there. That's what you have to get back to as a creator. You have to be okay with starting over, be okay with showing up even after you've failed or what is ever deemed a failure for you. You have to be okay with some of that. Sometimes we push against like technology and advancement. This feels like something that's taking away the heart and soul of like what like people are joining because they want to see that success. Even so, I think I see less of people creating out of just a pure love of creating, a love of sharing, a love of doing a craft, and more so of like the love of the numbers, the love of the follows, instant gratification. If that is what I put my money, like if that's what I loved, I would be devastated. Because let me tell you, numbers, they're not numbering. I do appreciate what I get, but they're not what I think people are looking for. Oh, you know what? Oh! I was over here yapping and I forgot to apply blush. You know what? I've already started. I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot. Dog. It's fine. Not the worst. I'm gonna go with P. Louise Pink Party. I've been okay, that's actually way too much. Applying my blush in such a different way. I look like a little clown. Oh my goodness. Another thing that I'm gonna start doing, I've already done some of these things, I just need to refine them. Oh wow, that is so pretty. That might be my new blush placement, you guys. What in the world? And blend out and blend it into your bronzer. Oh, that was like the perfect blush for this look too. I love the P. Louise. These blushes. With me restarting, coming back, something else I need to do is refine my systems. I think systems are so important as a creator. I cannot express that enough. I think as a content creator, you gotta have like systems and processes. Maybe you guys, some of y'all can be out here all willy-nilly. I cannot. I need systems. I need processes. I have created a process for the way I upload my files, for organizations of that. I have a monthly day where I just dedicate moving files from one storage, from my editing hard drive to my storage hard drive, all of that. All of these are systems that I do to make sure that everything flows fluidly. I just updated my light them down below and pop them on the screens and grab lip liner. Yeah, I had to get new lights because the lights one that I had before were clunky. You could probably see them in the video where I had showed my filming equipment. Big soft boxes, let them go. I did. About it, I've had those lights for a very long time. Technology has gotten better. LEDs are made better, like LED lights are made better, and these ones are wireless. Game changer. They're wireless. They already have a diffuser softbox on them. They're quiet. My other ones had a fan on them because they would get hot. And I mean, like, they would heat up the room. I'm so happy I did because, like, the setup was so much easier. I'm sorry, but the ones with the side, they're just so big, so clunky. This made it easier. And so those are the things I'm doing, investing in things that make it easier for me as a creator to show up. Learning with my high demand job, in order for me to do things that are at home, I have to have less response effort. I have a lot of decision fatigue from doing my job. So I need to make sure that, like, if I have systems and processes that just like make things go, or my brain doesn't really have to think too much and it's just like kind of like you're just gonna do it, it goes better. God, I hate sharpening these Fenty. I'm so dehydrated. That's why I'm drinking a liquid IV right now. Like I said, my body shut down fully. I was fully in a freeze state. That it was just a freeze state and not a panic attack. Because I have suffered from panic attacks. And I just don't want to... I never want to push my body back to being... And so far it's been about a year since my last one. I knew that light was gonna go up. It did its best. I'm gonna have to get another key light. This is the Fenty Beauty Brown Out. But yeah, this is going to be a mother to edit. This is a long video. I said it would be. But we're finally here of this look, which I based this whole look off of, which is the Fenty Beauty Lip Oil and Miss Jellyfish. Let's put her on. Gorgeous. Wow. That is insane. That is insane. I love that. Yes. Every time I buy weird shades or something, I'm always like, oh, Jasmine, where are you going to wear that? Girl, everywhere. Everywhere. Because why not? That's the look. I loved it. I love how everything came out. It's crazy because normally it takes a lot out of me to talk, do makeup at the same time. I used to do live streaming. Probably why it would take like an hour because I'd be talking so much and sometimes I go on a tangent, but I'm actually surprised. I stayed relatively focused. If you made it all the way to this part, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for hearing me, seeing me, and just being here. I hope to show up for you guys. I really do. I'm going to do my best, but I really hope to see you in the next one. I would love to hear any stories or anything that you would love to share or just some love. I'm sending it to you if you need it. So thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.